Hey everyone, welcome back to my video work logs. This is part 6 in the episodes. On today's focus, I just want to go ahead and start constructing our main base for our entire structure here. We're going to create some steam generators that are just going to be illuminated by some cold cathodes just shining up from the bottom. The steam is just going to rise right up in front of our case here. It should be a pretty cool effect when we're done. If we get time, we're just going to go ahead and go back there and create our enclosures for our DVD-ROM drive, our hard drive enclosures, and possibly our motherboard tray. Got a lot of construction to do in this episode, so if you want to follow me over to my workstation, we'll get today's project started. Alright, I got a white piece of plastic styrene here. Basically, this is just going to act like the back or the side of our computer case. This is where we're going to build our motherboard trays, our hard drive enclosures, our DVD-ROM enclosure. All our computer components are just going to rest right upon this structure that we're going to build today. So what I want to do right now is start measuring out the lines in the areas where I want to build those structures, and then just start gluing them together. Alright, I finished all the raw construction here. You're looking at it right side up now. I just need to go in and create some detail on all those little panels there, create some vents and piping and stuff like we did on the front of the main part of the case. Alright, what I'm working on right now is the copper piping. Exactly where I want to drill my holes for my steam generator. These are my little smokestacks that the steam is going to lead to. What I need to do is just cap off the back of these and drill a hole in the back. That way when the steam comes through, it'll just come billowing out right out of the top here. Alright, what I'm working on now is I just want to create this little bridge that's just going to come out here just a little bit. I'm just trying to determine how far I want to paste these supporting brackets out. I need to make about maybe 2 more of these things, and they're just going to just come out like this, and I'll just have them tied together with just a long piece of round stock. And then we'll just create that little bridge that will just come out just maybe 2 or 3 inches right there. Alright, we got our bridge constructed here. It's about 70% done. I just need to go and add some detail to these panels right on the fronts and the backs here. And then our little support column will just slide right in the middle there. And I'll create some steam piping in there also. But that will just be attached right to the front of our panel here. And then at a later time what we'll do, we'll just go ahead and create some little railings that will just wrap around our entire piece here. But what I want to do right now is just finish up some of the detail on the front of these panels and go ahead and get the tubing and our piping attached to our steam generator so I can show you exactly how that looks with the steam coming out of those stacks there. Alright, I just went ahead and finished up the paneling on the front of our base here. I just added some model pieces also just to give it a little bit more detail. You guys get the idea how I put all this together, so I'm just going to go ahead and finish off the sides and the back and jump to another part of this video. Alright, I finished all my paneling detail here. Just added a light gray primer coat right over the top. Did just a little bit of a light sanding. What I want to do right now is just break out my airbrush and start laying down some base color just to add a little bit more detail to this piece as we work here. Alright, I'm just going to start mixing some base color now. I'm just going to use the Tamiya flat black along with the Tamiya flat gray here. And we'll just use a little bit of our Tamiya thinner just to thin our paints out for our airbrush. We just want a kind of a consistency of skim milk when we mix this together. Alright, what I want to do is just prime my airbrush now. I'm just going to hold my finger over the end of the nozzle here and just push down on the air just really slightly just to push some air right back in the nozzle there. What that will do is just prevent any air pockets building up in your brush. Alright, so we're ready to lay down some color now. So let's get started. Alright, what I want to do first is just start laying some dark areas right behind our panels here, kind of like what we simulated right up here on the top of the case here. So we're just going to do that mixture of the German gray and the black. Just create some dark areas right in here first. All my gray tones in here. I added just a little bit of a rust around some of the edges here. I don't know if the camera's picking that up very well. But what I want to do right now is I just want to use a little bit of my buff color. And what that will do is it's just going to create kind of just this overall dusty, dirty feel to this whole thing. I already got that loaded in my brush, so I'm going to go ahead and start laying that on right now. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and finish up the paint job on the front of this panel. I just want to thank everyone for tuning into these videos, rating, subscribing, all your comments. I do appreciate it. So stay inspired, guys. Keep creating, and I'll see you on part 7.